Good morning, class. This is Bernadette Perez, and this is my legal versus ethical versus moral for the discussion. The question was, does this prompt any questions for you? How would you handle the situation? Is there a reported issue? With who? And would you go about that? First of all, this is a violation of the ACA ethical section standard A, 5A. The ACA Code of Ethics basically says that any sexual or romantic relationship with the counselor, clinician, therapist, etc. is prohibited. It's not acceptable morally. I mean, it would consider bias, and also based on, the major components of the ACA, benevolence, malevolence, justice, that violates several factors because the relationship between the doctor and the client, the doctor or the clinician or the therapist has more power in the relationship. So them, getting into a relationship with the client, basically it is tilting it even further. And we have more power in the relationship because we're the ones with the knowledge, with the experience, with the expertise. So how can you be benefited your client? Morally, I think it's also wrong because, first of all, we're in a certain type of relationship and we should not, entrench us in certain situations like that. Another issue that I want to bring up is that according to Thasnim, Krisham, and Aravind, it's a study, a scholarly from 2016. Their boundary crossing and violations in clinical steps. Quote, principles of benevolence, autonomy, non-benevolence, compassion, along with fiduciary partnerships are the core concepts in the doctor-patient relationships in therapeutic settings. There are varieties of reasons for boundary problems. Ignorance, character, emotional vulnerability, moral weakness, and similar factors may pave the way for boundary issues resulting in sexual boundary crossings or violations, unquote. This study basically says that, we hold a great esteem for our clinicians or the people that are working in, and for us, society, morally, even, spiritually, it is wrong and it's a violation. How would I go about this? First, as reporting, I would talk to my supervisor, manager, and director and ask them how, because knowingly, witnessing this going on and not reporting it, that's a violation on your part because you know that it's against the code of ethics. And as honor, especially as, liberty, honor code, the honor code of the ACA, ethical principles, all that, basically helps cement that we should do our part, and I should, let the supervisor, your director know, and that's how I would take care of that. How would I handle this situation? Well, like I said, you would have to report to the proper, if this was happened to me, first of all, you lay the boundaries down, and if it becomes an issue, I would talk to the director, your supervisor, and they can handle it because you got to have those boundaries, and there can't be any, room, and those boundaries can't be crossed or violated because then it becomes basically you become a biased person. You can't handle, how can you help somebody if you are in a situation like that, in a relationship with somebody. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll put down my references in my section, my comment section. Thank you and have a great day.